part 2 of the drone. Maggie's nice enough to pull up her account for us so you can kind of see it, so I can work off hers. She's doing one different than I am. She's pushing tank as her main. She also has 2 classes unlocked, so I'll show you both. But essentially what we're going to do is we're going to go in here like I talked about, and we are going to look at there. So obviously if you're unfamiliar, I've also had questions as far as when do they open. You can see right here, this tells you when you get all of your levels open. So at 150 you get 2, at 300 you get 3, 400 is 4, so on and so forth. So also you can come here and I'll tell you 300, 400. So if you're close to 300, you'll get your third. If you're close to 400, you'll get 4. Obviously, like I said, your ultimate goal is to get all, whatever class you have, to 5 stars, right? So we're going to work here. As we can see, she has some stars here, but you want to focus on your main march, which is going to be tank, right? That's hers. Obviously, they're both very strong. So we're going to see what we have here. Looking at this, everything's 2. So our next goal is to see where we are weak. So the way to do that is we're going to come in our battle report. We're going to look at one of the most recent ones she has. She's going to find us one that's a good one, a lot of scouting, and we're going to see what area we are weak on, right? So let's just go. It's not going to do too much for us, but at least it'll give us an idea where we're at. All right, so we're not. Actually, let's look at this. Even though this isn't good, I still don't care who we're going against. I just want to see where our stats are, or what we can do is we can come in here if you didn't have any recent battle reports. So what I can do is I can come in here, I can see what the last one is, and I can look in there, very easy way. And we can see here, we want to work, let's see what our heroes look like on the first class. So again, very good there. On your defensive heroes, she's at 40 on both. And we can see that she's pushing hard on Kim. One more until she has the gold rocket. So what we want to really look at is her statistics. Let's see what the hold is. So her heroes are holding, front line is 55.4 million. Back is pretty good. So what I'm probably say to do is go for the next 3 is the front. So I would go defense. You can't really go wrong though in anything, but you really want to, like I said, the longer your front holds, there's all different ways to do it. It really depends on what you're trying to push. If you have a strong front, that's great. All it's going to do is enhance it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look where we're at. Right, we're going to come back here. We're going to see what we got to do, right? So let's see. So to go to 3, we're going to push right here, which is our quantum field. And at the beginning of the battle, your tank heroes are given a shield ticks of 400k, 80% for 9 seconds, which is, once it's gone, all damage received is reduced by 8%, right? That's huge. Then here, your defensive skill, obviously this is going to help your tanks, especially your front tank heroes, all at the beginning of the battle, 13%, 2% defensive boost, right? That's huge. You can also counter this by doing offense on your special forces or the siege. And what we're going to do here is, like I said, we're going to work defense on this one because that's where I feel it's probably going to benefit her the most. But again, there's no wrong way to do this. Your goal is to try to get everything to equal, right? So we're going to come in here. We're going to find, she's going to find the store for us, which is right here. We're going to come in here for tank, right? So we're going to come here. So we have plenty here. So what we're going to do is we're going to see how many we need. So we're going to do 1 here for now. We're going to see where we're at for that. So we're going to come out of here. We're going to go back in here. We're going to see what we need. And again, if you're looking and you have some money to spend to buy packs, Total Mobilization, like I said, is free. I told this in the last video. So here we're good. So we have enough here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 3 there, right? Perfect. Now we're going to come here. We're going to see how many do we need. We need 3 there. So what I'm going to do is if we have enough, I'm going to do 3 on that side. Then eventually what I'm going to do is you can push all defense depending on what your heroes look like, or you can make these equal. I like them equal, but if you want to push harder and give yourself an advantage, you can go offense or defense. It really depends, and that really depends on what your battle reports look like. Unsure, let me know, reach out to me, we'll discuss it, and I can go further into it with you. So we're going to go defense on this one. Again, you can change it at any time. Doesn't matter really what you do, but I like defense personally. But everyone's opinion and idea is all different. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here. We're going to go. All right, well, we need two, right? So we're going to go here. There's our two, and it looks like we have one extra one. So what we can do is get ready for the next one, which will be offense, right? So we're going to come here. We're going to go in here. We're going to go. All right, perfect. So we have two there. We need one more for there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back in. We're going to do the last one on defense. Then we're going to have 3 stars for 2 defense. And we're going to have our 2 for that. So we're going to do one more. We're done. We don't have enough anymore. So we're going to go back in and we're going to see the bonus you get there, right? So come back here. Going to come here. We're going to done, right? So we can see the bonus now is 17% here, right? 2%. So that is huge. And then what we're going to start to work is this side, so our offense can catch up, but it really helps the front when you're doing that, and she's going to get a couple boxes while we're here. So like I said, that was a quick video. I know it's getting a lot. Again, if you have purple gear, like, unless you're pushing here or here, really you don't need it. All you're going to do is you're going to melt it. Once you get enough normal material, you're going to come in here, you're going to melt it down, and you're going to add it to your drone, right? The whole reasoning behind that is you're going to build up your drone levels here because you want to lock the rest. So obviously, like we talk about all the time, the only difference with someone spending and not is they're going to get to places faster than you, right? Or you spend the faster you get, just like with anything else. So again, this is just a quick video, give you a tutorial of the drone part 2. So I went in so you can see a tank portion of the chips. Again, they're all have 4, all variety in different ways. You can do offense first, you can do defense first. I like to try to get them all equal eventually. If you're you can push all defense. The problem that you run into here, this is why it gets expensive, is all right. So we're at 3 here. So to go to 4, you need 5, right? So you need to get 5 more chips to go to 4, and then once that's done, you need 8 to go to 5. So it gets very expensive. So you need 5 here, and then it's going to be 8, and so on and so forth for each one. That's why it's a little bit better to get them all equal, because you get a little bit better bonuses. But there's nothing wrong with doing one or the other, or going 3-3, 3-3, or 4-4, 3-3. Just understand it's going to get expensive when you start buying those stuff, right? And again, Maggie's in, probably a different position than most people. She has 2 hero classes that are extremely strong. Her first and second are almost as strong as each other, right? So she's really pushed both, which, again, unless you're spending a good amount, it's really hard to push 2. I don't suggest 3 unless you're spending like endless amounts of money and you're spending, a couple $1,000s a week or monthly, because to keep up, minimum is close to, 1,500 or more, and that's just to get your heroes to where you need them. That does not include anything else. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this, right? So I hope this video helped, guys. Share it with you. If you got any questions, hit me up on Twitter, Discord, or in the game. Any other questions regarding that, or you wanted to support this channel and support me, reach out to me and we'll discuss it further. All right, guys, see you in the game.